Live. Are we live? Yeah, we're live. Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing Doom: The Dark Ages on the GTX 1650, F's in the chat, RTX 3060 and RTX 4060. How are you guys doing? Welcome. So the game is out now if you bought the super expensive edition that I had to do. But I'm going to talk about that in a second. But this game has mandatory ray tracing. So while it's unpacking, I wanted to discuss pricing and PC requirements. Basically, the requirements are almost the same as Indiana Jones. How's it going, guys? First of all, well, if you bought the game for $70, you still cannot play it. You still have 2 days left. And if you bought the $100 edition, thanks, Microsoft, you can play it right now. And yep, the thing is, it has the Nuvo, first of all, bad news. And when it comes to the system requirements, we got something similar to Indiana Jones. So yeah, the first thing is, well, 8 cores, 16 threads, not surprising, ray tracing, fast-paced game. Indiana Jones said the same thing, but this is for 60 FPS. I'm pretty sure if you're targeting less than 60, this shouldn't be a problem, but again, we're going to play it in a moment. 16 gigabytes of RAM, and this is the main thing. Hardware ray tracing capable GPU with 8 gigabytes of VRAM or better required. So the 2060 Super has 8 gigabytes, the non-Super 2060 has 6. So technically it's not supported, but even Indiana Jones, they could get around it. Do you think it can be played on a SATA SSD? Yeah, probably. I'm pretty sure they're exaggerating with NVMe SSD required, but who knows? But for 1080p 60 is at low, we need a 2060 Super. So yeah, we're a little bit above this, a tiny bit with the 3060, but we have 12 gigabytes of VRAM. So the VRAM will be a big thing, and for the recommended ones, which is 1440p high at 60, you need a 3080. So again, if you look at the Indiana Jones requirements, 2060 Super, the CPU, they said 6 cores, 12 threads. In this case, they put a 3600, and the recommended settings are, yeah, just 20 gigabytes more space. So basically the settings are the same when it comes to the requirements, I mean. But Doom has a little bit more of a CPU requirement, higher one, a 3700X instead of a 3600. I'm guessing that's because there's more enemies on screen, bigger maps with way more speed and stuff going on. That's my guess. But basically the same requirements so far. So yeah, my biggest thing was, I was one day on Twitter and I saw this, ray tracing capable GPU required. And I was like, okay, I was expecting this. Indiana Jones did the same thing. The issue, for me at least, apart from that, is that it's very expensive, $70 for the standard edition, and for the premium edition, $100. So if you're planning on playing this game and you don't want to pay that premium, I highly recommend you go the Game Pass path. So the standard edition, in a couple days and a day at 23 hours away, you can play it on Game Pass. You can pre-download it right now, pre-download it on Game Pass. So it's a 70 gigabyte download. Installed is around 100. So yeah, personally, I'll just do it that way if you don't have a Steam Deck or you want to play on Linux. So yeah, okay. Doom finish extracting. Let's see the size. The size of the game installed. Okay, still a nice 69 gigabytes. That's cool. So it's not 100 gigs, but hey. Okay, so we're on a 1650. Let's see what happens when we hit play. Okay, PC Gamer confirmed the game can run on 6 GB GPUs. I'm not surprised. Okay, now we get a neat message that says ray tracing incompatible GPU. A GPU with hardware ray tracing and 8 GB of VRAM is required to launch the game. It's funny, now at least they put a logo with a PNG file that is not centered. In the past, we just got an error message in red that said like frame buffer too small or something like that. So at least now they put emphasis on the error messages. So yeah, let's swap to the 3060 right away. F's in the chat for the 1650. Oops. So let's see what happens. Here we go. Maybe you need glasses. Ooh. I'm zooming in so you guys can see. ¿Qué dice Morfeo? ¿Todo bien? The game looks much better than Eternal. I mean, it has global illumination and ray traced reflections, but I don't know. I haven't played it yet, but Eternal looks pretty damn good. The thing is, once you start putting ray tracing on things, it's a huge step when it comes to how much hardware it requires. As long as the art is good, I don't think we necessarily mean ray tracing, especially Doom, that you are like at Mach 5 speed shooting everything that moves. It's like I'm not looking at the reflection in the ground. So personally, I don't have an issue with screen space reflections. I think those are fine. Especially in a game like Doom. Global illumination, I also like it, but I mean, I wish it was optional. The thing is, you need to redesign the visuals, the art style of the game to fit that. But still, whatever. What can you do? GTA 6 is the only game that will use full ray tracing properly. Maybe. Please use the latest driver, but I'm using the latest driver. What the hell? Hold up. Let me double check which driver I'm using. I hate when games have that bug there. Yeah, I'm using the game ready driver. Let me try that again. That's so annoying. And there's an... Okay, it opened the game anyway. Okay. I can assure you this is the latest driver. Is SATA SSD supported? I'm pretty sure a SATA SSD should be fine. Do games just have the memory of a goldfish? We literally just saw this same engine using RTGI and running amazing on everything with Indiana Jones. Yep. I mean, just the fact that they are targeted 60 FPS is pretty damn cool, in my opinion. The thing is, it lets out a lot of people due to the ray tracing requirements. But I think if your art direction is good, you don't necessarily need to use ray tracing. But I get that they remade the entire engine to have ray tracing, so... Unfortunately, they are going that direction. Font scale, okay, yeah, doesn't matter. Sub FOB, let's put it at 100. We're playing Doom at the end of the day. Okay, I got this skin because I paid for the $100 edition to play it now. Otherwise, I had to wait until Thursday, and I had to work. So I was like, okay, guys, I'll go to work tomorrow. People at work were fine with it. They were like, yeah, Doom, go for it. Okay, 1440p, no, 1080. Refresh rate, 120. Okay. Apply, yes. Yeah, Indiana Jones got verified on Steam Deck, but that one runs at 30 FPS with some things. But they did change some things for the Steam Deck to work with it. So present from compute, just like on Doom Eternal, we're going to keep it. By default, it has dynamic resolution. Let's keep it disabled for now. Performance metrics, I love that the game includes this. I mean, that you have this thing at the right. I'll put it on a smaller scale. But what I love about this one is that it tells you the resolution in real time. See this green graph here? Here it says when you're doing the dynamic resolution, which percentage of resolution you're going to. So that's pretty useful. Depth of field, I mean, when doing a... There are glory kills in this game? That's my question. Sharpening, film grain, no. Upscaler. DLSS, FSR, XeSS, TAA. Let's try FSR quality right away. Wait, I'm on a 3060. I forgot. I thought I was on the 1650 for some reason. Let's see if there's DLAA. Okay, there is. Sharpness, reflex. Let's disable it just because sometimes I got issues. HDR, no motion blur personally. Oh, on cinematics, sure. On the game, no. Overall quality, okay, the game recommends medium. And from what I saw in some videos already, for people with less than 12 gigabytes, lower this to 1536. In this case, since we're on a 12 gigabyte GPU, we should be okay with the default. So let's start with medium settings. This is what the game recommends for basically the minimum requirements for the 2060 Super. We should be a little bit above that, so medium. So yeah, medium. Again, for the footage that I've seen, the graphic settings don't seem to affect visuals that much so far. It's pretty disappointing. Medium preset, DLAA. What monitoring software is on the right? The one that is included in the game. I'll keep it going, but this is the one that I usually use. So I'm going to keep both of them. So there's a lot of letters and it's annoying to look at. And let me see what we have in accessibility apart from FOV. Screen effects, no thanks. Okay, I like all these options here. Red detector, thank god I can turn this off. Radical style, dot. I'll keep it normal. Hit markers, yeah, accessibility so far pretty good. Also the inputs. Tutorials, parry cycle, day circles, circle. Auto sprint, yes, we're always sprinting. Parry recolor. Okay. Camera shake, no. Okay, that's it. I think I missed something. No, there we go. Let's go. We're going to hurt me plenty. Yeah. I know what a difficulty setting is. Oh, okay, the parry window. Oh, this is awesome. I loved seeing this. I saw this actually in the trailer. The accessibility for the difficulty. I love when games do this. I'm going to keep it like this because I'm speaking. So yeah. The FPS is capped to 60. No, it's not. I'm going to skip cutscenes as usual. And let's see how it goes on medium. So on medium we got 52 standing here with DLAA. I'll put it on Ultra Nightmare because you guys asked for it. Super quick. So we go Ultra Nightmare. I think it's kind of a waste, honestly, after seeing it. I mean, we lost 5 frames going from medium to Ultra Nightmare. Medium actually, I think just staying on medium or high makes more sense. Visually, haven't seen much of a change. So there's very little scalability so far. Let's see low very quick. Okay, on low we gain 6 more frames than medium. Maybe I keep it on high for now. But definitely, if nothing is happening and I was into the 50s on medium, I don't know. How are you playing before release? I paid for the $100 edition. Yeah, I'm a moron, I know. But you gotta be as soon as possible making content. Let me see if we can do dynamic res using DLSS. That would be interesting. Otherwise, dynamic resolution with DLSS. Okay. Is it? No. Okay, dynamic resolution cannot be used with DLSS. Apparently, it's a TAA exclusive. So let's see what the game does on medium with dynamic resolution on. Just because if you look at the right here, this red... whoa. If you look at this red graph, you can see in real time what resolution we're at. So to hit 60s, we actually are at 86% 1080p. So let me put this smaller so you guys can see it across the board. Otherwise, I think the point won't get across. There. So this is the medium preset with dynamic res. Guys, if you want to play this game and you're not a content creator, for the love of God, wait for the Game Pass version, the standard edition. But as you can see there, the resolution scale is pretty aggressive. But that's fine, we were not into the 60s. But this is not DLSS. Hold right click to block. Okay. Is there path tracing? As far as I know, that's not here yet, like in Indiana Jones. Probably on Thursday, on release day, we're going to get it. One thing that I'm loving already is that the movement speed is slower than Eternal. Lock into an enemy, shield charge at them. Ooh, okay. That's pretty satisfying. Yeah, it's way slower than Eternal, which is a good thing in my opinion. Yeah, guys, don't fall for the early access trap on new games, especially. They increase the prices, and I mean, again, I spent $100 on the game because I wanted to play it early, because I do content, so the sooner you can get it out of there, the better. So yeah, I mean, it's not a problem, I can pay for that. The thing is, if I wasn't a content creator, I would just wait for the Game Pass version to drop, the standard edition. But trust me, you can wait a couple days. What's a couple days if we're waiting for GTA 6 for more than 10 years? Especially... But I'm liking, so far, how it's feeling. The frame times are super damn smooth, so far. GG. Okay, let's disable dynamic resolution. Let's see just native, what would we get? I'm pretty sure we're not hitting 60s at native. So DLAA. By the way, is the game audio too loud? Am I too loud? Okay, so on native, we're just below 60 on medium. But again, you don't have to go above medium. I think you should be okay. It looks almost the same as Ultra Nightmare. The shadow resolution might be worse, yeah, and the global illumination, but doesn't seem to be necessary. The thing is, this is not a big battle yet. I saw in the trailer that there were a lot of enemies on screen, so yeah. Lock into environment and charge. Yeah, personally, I would either use the dynamic resolution, because so far it's been maintaining my frame time super smooth. The frame times are fantastic so far, the little that I played of it. Okay, now with more enemies. Ah, okay, there are no more glory kills, we have that animation there. But I'm super excited for the game. I've been wanting to play it for a while. When they showed the gameplay, I was like, oh, finally, they went away from the Doom Eternal fast traversal weapon swapping every 5 seconds thing. Enchant this runs on the deck. I'm doing a live stream of the Steam Deck right after this one, so we'll find out together. So since we're here, let's try consistent DLAA, so locked resolution. So we go for quality upscaling, and we're going to push it. Yeah, I mean, with DLSS quality, we jump into the 80s. Let's put it on high. So we go for the high preset. There we go. So 1080p high preset, DLSS quality. Okay. There's even a slider for projectiles. Yeah, there's a slider for everything in this one. Okay, hopefully this keeps us at 60, but the thing that disappointed me so far is that I don't see dynamic res applied to DLSS, only with the in-game TAA. But personally, I said the same since Doom 2016. I think the TAA in Doom looks pretty damn good. Up to a certain point, obviously. Yeah, the glory kills are missing so far. They are like now one single animation that breaks parts of the body. Power Gauntlet. Yeah, TAA is gross, but I think Doom does it in a good way. And up to a certain point, just because when you drop too low, I mean, it's obviously not going to look great. Okay, yeah, they're like manual hits now. One, two, three. Okay. So these powerful melee things are rechargeable. Yeah, there. I missed the roller kill there. That's lame. The upscalers don't support dynamic res. Yeah, it doesn't seem to. When I tried it, it was grayed out. We're going to try it again, but that's a big miss. I forgot the button. G? No. Oh, block. I'm still not getting used to Doom having a shield. Yeah, I mean, it runs pretty good so far. The thing is, what I'm the happiest about is the frame times. The frame times are top notch. Oh, yeah, I have health. Also, the environments are pretty destructible. Talking about environments. It's weird not to have double jump though. DLSS in 2018 will raise your FPS. Yeah, DLSS in 2025, you need me for the game to actually play comfortably. I mean, it still looks good with DLSS. It's a shame that it's a requirement now. But there are a lot of things that are a shame when it comes to game performance lately. DLSS 2025 will give you less frames than the last games look worse by 20%. Although I want to do a visual comparison of DLSS in a few. I want to get to a less dark environment.
The main gate is under lockdown.
Yeah, and the cards are overpriced. Yeah, it's a shame. PC gaming isn't what it used to be. Now it requires even more money. Let's see. Yeah, the glory kill is just a random punch in the face that makes them go fly. That sucks. Yeah, there it goes. But the movement feels more like Doom 2016, so with a shield. How's the VRAM usage? 6.5 gigs. So far so good. Let's advance. Okay, parry exactly at the same time. Okay. I gotcha. Yeah, the frame times, I mean, I cannot complain about the frame times. So far, frame times are absolutely perfect. Not a single spike so far. Parry. Oh, I have to parry. Oops. Hang on. So. Okay, the parrying on easy is very, very, very easy. So play on hard. You can tweak the parrying window though. Yeah. The parrying is like the projectile is coming at you, 10 meters away I do this, and I get it every time. Oh, that's badass. Once days, demons are vulnerable to glory strikes. Now they're called glory strikes. That's a downgrade. Also, I cannot dash, so feels weird. But hey. Yeah, it's just a punch. Where's the rip and tear? That's my question.
He's at ground zero. He located.
Also, the texture quality isn't particularly amazing in some surfaces. Yeah. Well, I guess that's the sacrifice for making bigger maps. Okay, auto map. Yeah, I know how to do that. Open the gates! The game does look pretty good though. Texture quality is based on game resolution. Oh, actually, I didn't push the texture quality to the highest. Let me do that. We're at 2 gigabytes, but technically, if you have an 8 gigabyte GPU, you need to put this at this size. Otherwise, the game stutters and has hard locks to 20 FPS. Let's put it at 4 gigabytes, whatever this means. The texture pool size, so we're telling the game, hey, we have more VRAM, use it. That's basically, they're telling the game how much VRAM we have. It's like, okay, yeah, put more stuff in there. So we'll see if we see low quality textures. Looks worse in the trailer. I mean, the map in the trailer was different to this one. But it doesn't feel as fast as the trailer. Maybe it's because I'm at the beginning of the game. I hope. And also I didn't disable the music, because Doom without music is a sin. But hey, what can you do? The trailer had all RTX maps too. Well, that's a good point, but I've seen comparisons between the highest and the lowest settings, and the biggest thing was the global illumination, the amount of bounces, first of all. And what's the other thing? And well, and the reflection quality. So it's not like the game will be 1000% different visually. Medium and high look pretty similar. And the games, by lowering the settings, are pretty low as well. I was pretty disappointed with that. Yeah, it needs more violence, definitely. But again, it's the beginning of the game, so I'm guessing this is just the basics, because I only have one gun. Can we try 1440p? Yeah, give me 1 sec. I want to compare DLSS to TAA. But I wanted to have a clear view, but I think this will do. Let me just get rid of this demon. There it goes. Alright. One place with... there we go. There is a reflection. Okay. So let's stay still. And record this. Give me 1 sec. Hey Neku, ¿qué tal? And hopefully I can match the storm, but I don't think I will. I'll do a few seconds. Yeah, Steam Deck performance right after this one. Okay, so that's DLSS quality. Let's see TAA. Which... let's put it on dynamic. This is how the game would reach 60s. Okay, it's a little bit higher than DLSS, the pixel count. So technically TAA in this case should look better. But we'll see. And finally, I think I'll do... yeah, maybe native also. I want to see how TAA looks. 10 FPS equals verified. You forgot about stuttering as well, and 2 pixels wide. Okay. So let's do those comparisons. Wish me luck. Okay. Okay, so this is... let me hit play. That's me. Hi. So the one in the middle is TAA with dynamic resolution. The one at the right is DLSS, and the one at the left is native. So let me label those super quick. Yeah, I think I'll label them. Otherwise it will be very, very confusing. Oh, sorry it's taking so long. I do this on real time, so... okay. DLSS quality is the one on the right. Then we got TAA, TAA dynamic, and then we got TAA native. Yeah, Santiagoception. Okay. Whoa, it changed the name of all of them. Hold up, I messed up. Sometimes I hate OBS, by the way. Let me do it correctly. DLSS wallet. Santiago. Yeah. And well, and the one on the left is native. Okay. So again, here we got 1080p TAA, 1080p with dynamic res, and DLSS quality at the right. Let's see the gun. Okay, I think it's pretty clear. Even DLSS is beating even native resolution in this case. At least when it comes to the texture of the gun, although there's more aliasing. Well, what is not native, the dynamic resolution one, is pretty soft. Yeah, I mean, actually, native looks sharper overall. I'm zooming in a lot, by the way. But the dynamic resolution one, I don't like how it looks. It's too soft. You can increase the sharpness, of course, but it loses a little bit too much detail. Yeah, native has better sharpness, but the performance difference is pretty large. But DLSS destroys the dynamic resolution by far. Although here it doesn't. Here dynamic resolution works better for this. But I'm zooming in significantly. But I think the main thing to see is the gun. In the gun, I think it's more noticeable. But again, as you zoom in into smaller details, yep. Let me remove the dynamic one. I'll keep it there. I think that's enough. DLSS 3 or 4, I'm pretty sure it's DLSS 4 because it has multi-frame gen. So personally, so far, if you're not playing on native, I would use DLSS quality. It's too bad that we cannot do dynamic res with DLSS. Yeah, it's grayed out. DLSS quality looks average. Yeah. The near objects are better, but stuff into the distance gets wrecked with DLSS. So it's not that cut and dry. For stuff that is close to the screen, to the border of the screen, it seems to be good. But the other things... But it definitely does look better than the dynamic resolution. And the dynamic resolution was a higher pixel count, so I'm confused. Anyway, 1080p DLSS quality on a high, I think is the way. Is the 2070 super close in power? Yeah, but you have less VRAM, so lower the texture pool slider to the minimum. If you're playing at 1440p especially. I forgot the controls already. Oh yeah, I have a shield! Yeah, I'm missing the glory kills. Through the portals? How? It's weird, I'm trying to dash every 5 seconds. Freaking Doom Eternal. No, it shouldn't be difficult to play this on if you have an RTX card. The thing is, if you have less than 10 gigabytes of VRAM, you're going to have to lower those textures. But here I'm maxed out the texture pool setting and it's using 8.6. Rail Spike Shredder. Finally another gun. Hold Q to activate your weapon wheel. Okay, I gotcha. Can I use the wheel? Yes, thank you. There's audio delay. Oops. What about now? Is it better? I'm going to close the microphone for a moment. Your game's... Oh, okay, the game is out of sync. Gotcha. That's probably... I think I know why. And I also have text on the screen for some reason. Oops. Sorry about that, guys. What about now? Is it fine now? No, the slider didn't harm performance. It's just using 2 more gigabytes of of memory. Perfect. Yeah, sorry guys, sometimes when I swap resolutions my capture card pukes a little and I have to restart it. Thanks guys. I'm now trying to focus on basically getting out of here, because I'm pretty sure it's going to drop lower. There's a lot of enemies in comparison to the other Doom games on screen at the same time. Oh, and I have a shield. Dude, I keep forgetting. It's so alien to me. And I don't have double jump.
All hell gates closed. The village is secure.
Performance went up, or is it just me? Well, I'm in a place that I'm looking into a distance, and there wasn't anything. If I look that way, it's going to go higher.
Tier 5 readings in the South Bay. Incoming.
A Titan has been summoned.
Titan has been summoned. Yeah, the game is shield focused, definitely. But I keep forgetting. I do like the shield though. I just don't have any muscle memory for it. I just missed the glory kills so far. Not sure why they removed those. Yeah, here it drops harder actually. Captain Doom guy. Yeah. I just want to throw my shield around. But it still doesn't have... It's not a chainsaw shield as of yet. But at least now it feels more violent. What's the human head on the HUD for? I don't know. Oh, the human head in the middle of the screen? That's a callback to older Doom games. If you played the OG Doom, your health bar was basically how destroyed the guy in the middle's face was. So if it was very low, he was bleeding and complaining. So yeah, those were the facial expressions. Excuse me, sir. Oh. No, I need to hit him. Bolt. I'm guessing, yeah, it's not for him. Okay, I'll pretend he doesn't exist. That's one doomed Space Marine. Okay, now he's... There we go. But remember guys that there's also... Well, the part with the dragon flying and the giant mechs, so this is not the only thing. I won't be able to play every level today, but I wanted to speed it up a bit. How to fix driver problem? Just hit OK. It's a bug. I actually do have the latest driver and it still says that thing. Okay, chapter 1. I think chapter 6 is the demanded one, so I have a few ways to go. Okay. Before I continue though, let's do 1440p. Because if you have a 60 series card, we tend to do 1440p as well. Okay, 1440p, 120. And instead of DLSS quality, I'm doing balanced. Hopefully that's enough. If it's not, I'm probably hitting the... Yeah, let's put it on medium actually. Okay. Medium maintains us into the 60s there. At least looking at the screen here. Okay, ooh, looks way sharper. I like that. Yeah, 1440p, once you see it, it's very hard to go back. Okay. Oh, of course, the marker. Bug report, bug close the game. Okay. Did you do the 4060? No, that's coming right up. Give me one sec. Oh, there we go. This is what I was looking for. Yeah, at 1440p it looks miles better. Actually, I mean, it makes sense. 1080p with upscaling usually doesn't look fantastic. It looks pretty soft in this game. You can still get away with it, but in this game it's pretty obvious. I'm sad to see that games don't look as amazing as before on 1080p. It's kind of a shame. Maybe just my eyes got worse, or games are no longer designed with 1080p in mind. I don't know. Just way too soft. You're getting the fresh bug reports when launching the game. Try either reinstall the driver using DDU, display driver and installer, and if that doesn't work, I recommend refunding the game and waiting for Game Pass. That's my advice. But and if you're on a Steam Deck or something like that, install the preview build of SteamOS, which I'm going to show you later. Okay, what's... Oh, I need to use the... Okay. They want me to use the shield 3 times. Let me see. I'm not finding any demons. That's the issue. Yeah, I think just... I mean, it kind of makes sense because of the focus on TAA. TAA by itself, I don't think it looks great. It looks good at 4K, and sometimes at 1440p. It depends on the game. So it fixes some issues that I have with visuals, TAA, but it breaks others. So the extra focus they put on TAA, I think that's what's breaking lower resolutions looking good, basically. That's just a guess, of course, but it doesn't look as smeary, like a smeary mess. That's my issue with TAA. So basically they fix it saying, oh, brute force resolution, let's do 1440p or 4K. Play any pre-TAA game, it looks very good on 1080p. I do that all the time. Most of my Steam Deck content is from pre-TAA games. And well, it's pretty obvious. It's a shame, really. It's either shimmering or TAA. Now we don't have a choice, really, but... Oof. It's dropping hard there. Yeah, but too bad we cannot use DLSS for dynamic res. Only TAA. I mean, TAA doesn't look awful, but it's way softer than DLSS, at least when using upscaling. Yeah, sad times. You only use 566 or 36. Makes sense. There's also good environmental destruction. Particle effects still hard on the 3060? Yeah, definitely. I mean, when those particle effects show up, that's kind of the moment where I would say, oh yeah, dynamic resolution is perfect for this. Okay, anybody else? Oh. Duh. I like the shield. Now that I understand what the game is about, it makes more sense. A new driver just released right now, or was it a few hours ago? Because before playing the game, I updated the driver. Yeah, personally I like Doom Eternal, but I was expecting it to be more like Doom 2016, and this feels more like Doom 2016 so far, in comparison. The thing is, I got used to dashing and double jumping, so it feels weird to be slower and not being able to dash and double jump. I don't know, it feels different. I'd say even more heavy than 2016. Okay, that's pretty easy. Yeah, the glory kills, I don't know why they changed it for whatever they're using right now. Like, this is the glory kill now. It's like, yeah, we hit you in the face. I don't get it. Some things just don't make sense to me.
Abet facilities are under lockdown.
Oh, okay. Gold can be found hidden throughout the world. Hopefully I cannot pay for gold. Yeah, I mean, I'm on the highest texture setting. How is this 8 gigabytes of VRAM? I'm confused. I mean, I kind of get it. They probably sacrifice texture quality because bigger maps. But some textures here are pretty obviously low resolution. Anyway, let me do dynamic resolution 1440p. Let's see if it fixes those drops in performance. So we're targeting 60s with dynamic res. So dynamic resolution targeting 60s. Ooh, okay, it's not getting there actually. Maybe I'm VRAM limited now. I went too hard with the textures. So let me lower. Again, the advice that I heard is to lower this. In this case, I should be able to keep it at 2048 because I have a good amount of VRAM. Yeah, there we... no. Never mind. Yeah, I don't know what's taxing about this area. Maybe it's this light effect. Quit to the desktop. Let's try this again. Live NVIDIA, definitely. I'll check if there's a new driver as well. No, I still have the latest. Anyway, so if you get the error message, just hit play. Yeah, probably VRAM consumptions, but still, those textures were pretty dog shit. The ones in the environment, at least. The game is looking pretty good though, visually speaking. But there's some decisions that are not visual that bothers me. Maybe they release a texture pack or something. You can change the speed of the game. You can make it slow or fast. Yeah, there's slow motion and fast motion. Yeah, that's something that I didn't think about in the past. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, it still has issues getting to 60 in this room in particular. And it's dropping 1440p to 50%. Well, maybe it's just this area. Otherwise, use balance. Let's see if I put balanced DLSS instead. Okay, balanced DLSS is there. Okay. I'll keep it with dynamic res then. So it doesn't seem to be VRAM related either. I mean, it looks good, but considering what they're asking for too much. The thing is, when you get to the point of diminishing returns, and by diminishing returns I mean graphically speaking, there's a point where it still looks good, so why bother adding ray tracing? I do like global illumination and screen space, the ray trace reflections and all that, but honestly there is a point, up to a point, it's like do better art, and that's it.
The command room has the key. Mark it on the
I mean, it's not necessary to have real-time reflections. I mean, I'm moving like doing this, shooting, trying to survive. I'm not going to be looking at the reflection. It's nice to have, don't get me wrong, but it's just nice to have. I don't know. I don't feel it should be mandatory ray tracing. The stone imp can deflect the shield. Okay. Yeah, and performance in this section is worse than before. I think it's those windows over there. Ooh, I can break this. Oh, that's insane though. I like that. That's pretty cool. But you don't need ray tracing to do this. But it's cool. Okay, what else am I missing? Gold. Yeah, the physics are pretty cool. I miss physics in video games. Having everything nailed to the ground bothered me. Okay, he's alive. Going to hold on to your 6700 XT for a little longer, but it's seemingly pretty soon you're going to have to upgrade. Yep, definitely. Yeah, I'll just personally play older games, or... Actually, right now I'm playing more on consoles than on PC. That's just a me thing though. Because now I'm running into issues on PC and I'm tired. I just want to get off work and play the game. I put the console, either the PS5 or the Xbox in rest mode, and I pick it back up like on the Steam Deck. I don't know. Ultimately, I've been doing that. I'm pretty sad to say it, but the thing is I work at a desk. So if you're using a desk to work, like most people, you're probably not going to want to play in a desk as well. Maybe. It's a shame, really, because I have a 4090 on my main PC. And that 4090 is being destroyed rendering videos, basically. But the Glory Kill thing being dropped. I mean, what is this? Are you serious?
Welcome to research and development. Operations are currently suspended.
See, the ground doesn't need to be 100% reflective. I think actually ray trace reflections can be turned off. The reflections only. I think that's how it is on consoles. Yeah, you can put it on off. You can disable the ray trace reflections, at least. Ooh, never mind. You can disable every reflection. Let me disable the ray trace one. So if I put it on low, maybe they swap it from screen space instead. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's what they do on the actually on the Series X and on the PS5. You have screen space with cube maps. So that's not a bad idea. Because we already have global illumination. Why destroyed by rendering videos? I put it to render videos and it's at 100% for hours upon hours. Now I'm going the Digital Foundry way, that I record stuff on raw footage, and those are huge files. And then I edit videos and keep them rendering for a long time. So basically that's what I'm saying. It's basically used for production work at this point. I also use it for work, for Unity development. So it's basically being used for work at this point. It's pretty useful, actually. For game development, having a lot of VRAM, it helped significantly to have 24 gigabytes. Then on games, it was like, okay, some games use all that memory, but textures are not 100% like, oh yeah, it uses 20 gigabytes. So yeah. So far, do you think the new Doom can even compare to 2016 or Eternal? I like this over Eternal, at least when it comes to the shield and the slower pace. Because Eternal, I think it was a little bit too much when it came to, like, okay, this game is about traversal and platforming and stuff like that, and you use the guns that we tell you to. This one seems more like what Doom should be. You're a big tank that shoots demons, but at the same time they drop the glory kills, so that to me doesn't make any sense. I'm mixed on that, but on the gameplay side, I'm pretty satisfied. Indiana Jones with path tracing uses around 20 GB of VRAM at 1440p. Doesn't surprise me. Let's try a fixed resolution, maybe. Hang on, I'm lost. What am I using TAA now? Oh, yeah, dynamic res. Never mind, I'm fighting my thoughts. Yeah, balanced DLSS, still not enough. I have to go for performance. Also, maybe if they're using DLSS 4, maybe that's a bigger, it's more taxing on the 3060. This is DLSS performance. And reflections are low, but that's just because it uses cube maps and screen space reflections. Okay, shout out from Montreal, shout out from Uruguay, sir. Yeah, DLSS performance at 1440p, but this is to target 60s. But again, if you're playing Doom, unless you're playing on a Nintendo Switch, Doom, I usually like to play it at 60. But see, this is one of the things that you can notice that they did for performance reasons. On consoles, even on the Series X, which apparently is the best version of the game visually speaking on a console, it doesn't have ray trace reflections. It has global illumination and screen space reflections. So if you think about it, in the future, they're probably going to put ray trace reflections baked in as well. So you won't be able to turn them off. Because making cube maps and all that takes more time. Some games don't even have them. Some games only have screen space reflections. So in the future, this is probably not even going to be an option. Let's do 4K. But at 1440p, I would say performance upscaling, because even dynamic resolution drops pretty hard. And here the preset will be low at 4K. I'm not expecting 60s at 4K though. And I don't want to use ultra performance. So 4K, low DLSS performance. There it goes. And 4K, I mean, on a 3060, I don't think is something most people look at. But I like showing you that because I think it's pretty fun. It looks insanely sharp though, even performance upscaling at 4K. You've been watching for the last decade? Thanks for being here for a decade, by the way. But I'm surprised about the amount of reflective surfaces. It's like those GTA San Andreas DirectX mods that the floor is always wet. In this case it makes sense if it's blood, but still. 2070 is super very close to 3060, yep. But when it comes to ray tracing, the RT cores are more advanced than the 3060. And there's also more VRAM, which is not a minor thing.
Commander, we need assistance
Oh,
out here.
those are friendlies. Okay, back outside. Also, I think the soundtrack, so far I haven't heard anything super exciting so far. I'm not super pumped. Mick Gordon, I miss you. Where are you, Mick? Yeah, Nvidia's killing this hobby. Yeah, I agree. I mean, yeah, the game looks good. The thing is, I wouldn't say it's a generation ahead when it comes to, okay, if somebody grabs this and looks at it, I mean, the destructibility is much better, the models, the lighting, the global illumination. but the previous games didn't look bad at all. Like, I don't know. I'm disappointed when it comes to that fact. I was expecting even better visuals than this. I'm not saying the game looks bad, it's just, considering how much worse than the other games it runs, I was expecting more. The material still looks awesome, yeah, I agree. But that's the thing, this strong art style. But if you build the game with ray tracing as the target platform, the target graphics, better said, then you're stuck with ray tracing. And if you disable it, you basically have no lights, so... yeah. I mean, it does look better, technically speaking. Way more accurate lighting. But then, again, art style. There are games that have ray tracing that look bad. What bothers me is the performance decrease in comparison to the previous generation. That disappoints me. That's what I'm trying to say. Still runs better than UE5 though, which is not asking for much, I guess. Yeah, they use way too much ray tracing. Anyway, let's swap to the next card. Let me first put the settings back. So 1080p and Ultra Nightmare, because why not? And DLAA. This will be for the 4060. I'm pretty sure the 4060 will be more ahead than in other games, I think, just due to the mandatory ray tracing. Hang on. My screen froze. Oh well. It had to happen at some point. Let me shut down the PC. Boinks! There we go. Texture pool size, what? Let's be honest, good baked lighting, look nearly identical. Yeah, I mean, baked lighting is fantastic. It just takes more time to art properly for it. But I agree. That's why baked lighting exists. We didn't need to brute force ray tracing in the past. It's like those fake shadows we put under cars in textures. I just miss smart graphics in that way. Smart graphics is the best. 1080p Ultra Nightmare. Yeah, there are no mods to run this on GTX. Okay. We should be good now. Yeah, we are. 4060. Seems like it has... GTA 6 is gonna be wild how the heck is running on PS5 with that ray tracing. I mean, yeah, in the trailer I noticed many instances of actual ray tracing. Like when Jason is walking towards a door, I saw his reflection like in the GTA 5 Enhanced Edition. That was pretty similar. And some stuff didn't have ray trace reflections, I noticed, like the water, but that makes complete sense. But it could also be planar reflections. So yeah, I think probably GTA 6 is doing it in a very optimized way since it was ported to GTA 5. Can you apply mods in the Xbox Game Pass thing? You probably can, just you need to unlock the files, you need to have those permissions, but there's a lot of guides out there. The thing is there any mods already? That's the question. Okay, DLAA Ultra Nightmare with 1536 texture pool size because we only have 8 GB of VRAM. Yeah, GTA 6 will look insane. Okay, so native 1080p. Native 1080p on the highest settings, which again I think is kind of a waste. I think high is fine. You can even do medium. But if you want better performance, if you lower those reflections to low, you'll have screen space. And there's still cube maps as well, so I don't think it's a big deal. 4 GB in texture pool size for the loads? No, I'm sorry. Maybe at the end when I don't have to get back into the game, because yeah, it can be pretty catastrophic and I'd rather keep going. And for the end, the lows. Sec. Let me lower those settings. I mean, Ultra Nightmare is nice and all, but I think high still looks good. So if you want to play on the highest settings, yeah, you can do it. No upscaling to speak of. But if you hit high, which again, there's low, medium, high, Ultra Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare. There's no, in my opinion, no reason to go higher than high, visually speaking. Before swapping GPUs? Oh, I did it. I did it already. I put the texture pool size on the highest on the 12 GB card, and it was okay. Okay, it's not that different. As you can see, the performance increase is very small. Oh, that's a glory kill. They have one. Okay, so far I saw one glory kill. See, that glory kill was straight out from Doom 2016. Or 2014. I forgot the year. I found one. So now don't tell me that it's for the sake of gameplay continuity. You jump over their head, you get glory kill. Yeah, look at this! Look at that! That's awesome. Why does it have to be when I jump? Man. Decisions. Okay, so even if you lower it to high, the game doesn't seem to care much. Your best bet, due to the lack of scalability, is to put it on DLSS quality. Although, before doing that... No, let's try that later, actually. Yeah, there you go. So, for the best experience, DLSS quality. It sucks that we have to do that at 1080p, but, I mean, considering it has ray tracing and all those bells and whistles... Real Dark Ages, exactly. Okay, I have the blue key card. Let's head back.
There's a teleporter nearby. Mark it for him.
much space does this game need? 69 gigabytes so far, and I'm not kidding, it was 69. I'll see the size in a bit. Size doesn't matter, but when you have low storage, it does matter. Okay, recall the shield. Okay, R. Oops. Okay, that works, I guess. Yeah, 69 gigabytes. Probably the next Doom will be 420 gigabytes. And 3 Dooms ahead, we're going to probably get 1337 gigabytes. Let me see this door for a second. Oh, okay, it's transparent. Geronimo! But so far I'm enjoying the shield. That's a good addition. Yeah, I mean, if you're in the air, glory kills are like before, so I'm probably going to jump every time I do a glory kill, just to get the correct animation. GTA 6 will be 300 gigs. I mean, it could be 150, maybe 200. If you look at Red Dead 2 as a reference. Oh yeah, I have a shield. My bad. Oh, I forgot to jump. Yeah, 1440p. Let's go 1440p. Thanks for reminding me. I'm actually enjoying it now that there is heavier combat. And that I'm getting used to using a shield in a Doom game. Okay, 1440p. Let's keep it on DLSS quality. As much as I don't like the idea. Is it frozen again? I think it is. Oh well. Yep. Okay, when I change the resolution, it crashes. Alright. Red Dead was already like 125. Yep, that's why. I'm saying maybe 150 to 200 gigs is my guess. Okay. Let's see what happens. You're expecting the PS5 Pro or 4070 to handle GTA 6 at 1080p medium, 6 FPS? 6 FPS on a PS5 Pro for GTA 6? No, no way in hell. The PS5 won't be running at GTA 6 at 6 FPS. I'm pretty sure the CPU limitation will be pretty hard on that one. And thank you so much, Desperado191, for the $5 donation. He says, bro, I'm a bit sad. The graphics seem so similar to Eternal. Thanks for the stream. Well, thanks, man, for the $5 donation. And in a way, I agree with you when it comes to the graphics. The game doesn't look bad, but when it comes to the visual aesthetic of it, Eternal still looked amazing, so this doesn't feel like much of an upgrade. As I always say, the law of diminishing returns. It's like you put like a 1 million polygon rock, and it's like, no, but that rock looks amazing. Yeah, but this one that has 10% of the of the polygons still looks good enough. Well, it's one of those moments, unfortunately. But I'm disappointed as well. You can probably hear it in my voice. I'm happy that they are back to being that Doom, that the Slayer is a tank. That makes me happy. It's not like I hated movement in Eternal, but it felt less of a Doom game with the traversal, the fast traversal, and weapon swapping being mandatory to beat enemies in a certain way. I understand why they did it, but it felt weird. I don't know. But I'm getting good vibes from the Shield gameplay. Pretty cool. Oh yeah, I have more guns. Oh, I have a lot of health to pick up. I just want ultra aggressive gameplay. Same. I'm not asking for much. I guess it's just for the sake of making something different. I just need to change the formula each time, in my opinion. But hey, the game feels pretty good. Good morning, Tough Gaming. In my case, good night. Oh, okay, it bounces. Is that item supposed to tell me something? Oh, okay. I got you. Gotcha. By frame gen? Good point. Let me do it. On VRAM we seem to be under control. Although I'll probably use balanced DLSS to have some frames to spare, honestly. It drops below 60. So 68 and frame gen, instead of 68 we get... Give me 1 sec. I think we're over the VRAM limit now. Frame gen 2x. So 65 versus... Okay, 101. It's okay. Yeah, it's only Vulkan like the previous game. Yeah, frame gen feels good. Although the base frame rate is like over 60, so makes sense. Needs more VRAM for frame gen. No, the thing is, I think I know what was going on there. What was going on was that I was in... If you're in a menu, the game turns frame gen off. I think that's what's going on. Some games do that, which is how it should be. But I'm not used to that being a thing. Okay, I'm a mech now. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Combo. This is pretty good. Although it's weird that this is Doom. But it's pretty cool. I really like the destruction on this. Look at me, hit him in the face. Palm Strike deals extremely high damage. Okay. Sounds about right. I'm playing Titanfall now. EA doesn't do Titanfall 3, okay. It doesn't matter. Now Doom is the new Titanfall. Oh, this is cool. This is cool as hell. I'm just cleaning house. Everything dies. There will be also a part when you fly a dragon. I don't know where to go though. I'll find it eventually. Either that or I miss a character. Rest in pepperonis. Okay, not this way. Easy option, FSR frame gen available for RTX 30 series cards. I haven't checked frame gen outside of this, but I think it's DLSS only. FSR. Oh yeah, there's frame gen. Yeah, it's going to show up if you're using FSR. The thing is, I didn't even touch FSR because I went right away with the 3060. Okay, I should be back. Sorry guys. I'm back. I punched a little bit too hard. Dash as an enemy is about to hit you. Okay.
Titan breakthrough. The energy relay is under attack.
If that core explodes, the city goes with it.
Reduce to atoms. Prepare for Titanfall. Yep. You have the RTX latency thing off. What do you mean? Oh, I don't have a shield. I never have it because I rarely use frame gen.
Dimensional barrier is shutting down. We can't stop it now. How long do we have?
So 111 FPS looking that way, and if I turn off frame gen, where is it? So with frame gen it's 105 and without frame gen it's 83. Okay, it's an understandable boost. So there you go. Frame gen works. There's a bit of input lag, but nothing that I would say, oh, it's unplayable. So yeah, having a base frame rate above 60 feels good with frame gen. Personally, not a fan, but it does feel pretty good. Do not block, dodge. There we go. Bomb strike. Does this game have force RT? Yes. Just like Indiana Jones. Ooh, I have a gun. I can supercharge my weapon by dodging. I can keep shooting him. That's pretty satisfying. Press X to dodge in every single game now. Yeah, although there are games that is press X to parry instead of dodge.
Slayer is approaching the core.
The Slayer is approaching.
Relay overloading.
We need to pull everyone back.
I don't think it's a thing with Xbox is forcing RT. I think that the gaming industry is forcing RT. And now anybody can use it with UE5, so I understand that they are doing it.
Save the city.
It's also marketing as well, but
There's a
still.
strip line nearby. I'll mark it for you.
The green ship has disappeared from radar.
I cannot see my feet. But again, as I was saying, 1440p high with balanced DLSS seems to be good enough. This part seems to run way better than when you're on foot. But that's kind of to be expected. I'm pretty sure if I look closely at the assets, they're of a lower quality. Which makes sense. You wouldn't do all that at a bigger scale for nothing. Happy birthday to you. Whose birthday is it? Your Titan will be ready. This is very reminiscent of the first game, this part.
No reports from the makers. Tracking the player for evac now.
Yeah, Rockstar will obviously force RT for GTA 6, but in their case, I kind of understand it, because it's an open world, dynamic world. It makes more sense to have ray tracing there, because of dynamic content. Here, it's not like I'm on an open world. It's a big map, bigger map than most Doom games, but you don't need real-time day and night cycles or something like that that requires ray tracing 100%. So if we're making a linear game, I think it makes sense to not use ray tracing. In an open world, it makes more sense because you need the sun to move. There's dynamic stuff, so it makes more sense. But again, if the game looks like they are showing the trailers on base PS5, they're doing a good work optimizing the ray tracing. ¿Qué dice Benjamín? ¿Todo bien? You're just all the others. It's a shame that they removed the glory finisher from this game. Yeah, if you jump, it does have the classic glory kill thing. But yeah, I don't get it either. It boggles my mind.
Demons in the north wing.
Oh, yeah, no double jump, obviously. Yeah, that's another one. They're coming. That's a good point. The size of the shadow maps. But again, as I was saying, it doesn't add up with every game. Not every game needs that. So yeah. Yeah, double jumping. Do we get double jumping later into the game, or it's completely removed? Because in Doom 2016, it's there like halfway through the game. Oh, they removed it completely? Dude. Ooh, okay, the one from the trailer that they put a skull and you shoot it. The pulverizer. I really like that idea they had. It's behind my head so you cannot see it. Very creative. Of course. That's a lot of enemies on screen. Sí, exacto, Benjamín. Tal cual. This is how you do a glory kill. You jump into the air, and while you're in mid-air, you hit the glory kill button. Believe it or not, that's how it's done, apparently. I accidentally did it a few minutes ago. There we go. That's how you do a glory kill. Jump. While you're in mid-air, do the glory kill. Still, boggles the mind. Can I destroy that shield? Just, yeah, by shooting it. Okay, that works. I cannot destroy this statue. Unplayable. 1 out of 10. Sí, tal cual. Yeah, it was super satisfying with those animations. Again, I don't know why they did it. You could tell me, okay, it interrupted gameplay, but no. They're still there, just need to jump to do it.
On board. I'll establish contact when we reach Eratum.
Commander Thera, the demonic presence around the priest signal is getting larger.
Let's do 4K super quick, but 1440p is fine. Just use quality or balance DLSS. I think quality you can get away with it. Let's do 4K now, but on medium settings. I wouldn't do 4K on this card, obviously. And please don't crash. Okay. Medium settings, performance DLSS at 4K. 4K medium. DLSS performance. Texture quality, I'm disappointed. If you have 8 GB of VRAM, my advice is to drop this to the lowest. Otherwise, you'll be in trouble. But many of the textures in the world are pretty low resolution. That was super disappointing. I kinda get it because the map is bigger and there's more enemies, but still. At least give us a 4K texture option or something as a separate texture pack. They did that with Space Marine 2, had that same problem. My first death. The future with modern gaming requiring RTX is just so sad. Yeah, RT capable cards.
I'll establish contact on board. I'll establish contact when we reach Eratum.
Commander Thera, the demonic...
Hang on. Let's go to the main menu. Let me go back to the combat at the beginning. Do I have the shield now at the start of the game? That would be cool. Yeah, definitely.
Impact.
At least the beginning of the game is a good showing of the performance. Too bad I don't get to keep the shield. Oh yeah, I have it. Never mind. Oh yeah, this is cool. DLSS performance is 25% of 4K. It's technically, if you look at each axis, like we traditionally look at resolution, is 50% resolution on each axis. So yeah, it's 1080p internally, but it looks way better than actual 1080p. Actual 1080p in this game looks softer than this. But that's to be expected, it's upscaling to 4K. It better be good. So yeah, if you look at all the pixels, yeah, it's 25% because it's a fourth of the screen. But games 99% of the time show you per axis. There's a few exceptions, but yeah. Better than 1440p native? Yeah, I would say so. The thing is, my monitor is native 4K, so it'll still look better because it's perfectly half 4K. So the scaling matches perfectly 1-to-1. 1440p is like an in-between, so 1440p doesn't look the best on a 4K screen. It looks sharper than 1080p, but it's not like a linear, a rounded number. So it looks a bit off. Exactly, 25% pixel density or half pixel axis, exactly. Yeah, the thing is, when you like throw percentages, I feel like people don't know the difference between the pixel density and the per axis differences. In my opinion, it does look as good or better than 1440p native. But again, I'm playing on a 4K screen, so obviously I'll be biased in that regard. But if you're playing on a 1440p monitor and you, I don't know, it's different. It's a different pixel count. But if you're, again, like me, playing on a 4K screen, definitely this looks better than native 1440p. Again, due to the mismatch there, that is not perfectly half the or quarter of the resolution. But still. What would 1440p and look even better than that, apart from native 4K, it's quality upscaling at 4K is 1440p. That's the perfect way. The thing is, performance, well, suffers as a result. Is this your full-time job now? No. It was for time, but now is one of my jobs. This will be 1440p internally, upscale to 4K. It looks way sharper, but it runs worse than native 1440p. But again, this is 1440p upscaled to 4K. But this gives us 30 FPS, so yeah. I'd rather play at 60, personally. Do you think it will run better on a 4060 Ti? Yeah, definitely. It's a faster card. Anyway. I think I've seen enough, at least for now. We gotta test the Steam Deck as well. So, I think we're jumping to the Steam Deck now. Let me check. Yeah, we're almost 2 hours in. Yeah, let's do the Steam Deck. Again, it's a separate live stream, so don't worry. That will be... You'll be redirected automatically when this stream ends, so you don't need to do anything. Just grab a coffee and enjoy. I just need 15 minutes to get the cameras ready and all that. But it's interesting. I was expecting much more, at least when it comes to visuals and what the game was supposed to be. But runs as expected, yeah, exactly. I mean, after looking at Indiana Jones, I was like, okay, this is what Doom the Dark Ages will be. But Doom the Dark Ages moves faster, has more enemies on screen, is a different dynamic. But yeah, the game looks good, but I'm disappointed that, as usual, as games look better and better, it's harder to notice the difference. But Doom Eternal still looks amazing and uses way less resources. I mean, you guys probably played it. It doesn't look as good, but it still looks amazing. And this is good art direction. And well, considering the size of the maps in Doom the Dark Ages and the amount of enemies on screen, I understand why they had to make cuts to the textures, because many textures look horrible, especially in the environment. Here it's hard to tell because these are screenshots, but they need to put a texture pack or something, because many textures are horrible. But yeah, we should go back to the drawing board when it comes to making game graphics. Instead of needing something like this, we could use a fraction of this with intelligent placement of backlighting. But hey, and why is it mixed? Doesn't boot? Charging a pretty for early access? Yeah, well, definitely. Instead of having RTX to be toggle, you make it required. Yeah, I agree. Although you can turn off the reflections, the ray trace reflections. Can't play it. You got to get rid of the Nouveau. Advanced access, been trying to launch. Okay, many people cannot launch the game. Yeah. Or ray tracing, yeah. Okay. So many people cannot launch the game. I mean, I would be angry as well if I paid $100 to play this early. Backlighting for the win. Also, you have to be smart about it. You cannot use 100% backlighting. It heavily depends on what your game is about, but what I'm saying is not every game needs ray tracing. So, my advice, at least, if you want to play the game, you probably just need to get Game Pass, download the game, and in 1 day and 20 hours you'll be able to play it, and you can download it right now. I would do that. Don't be in the club like me that paid $100. That makes no sense. For any game. I mean, charging early access I think sucks, but what can you do? I mean, that's what happens. So, oh, I put the time wrong. Give me 1 sec. We're going to jump onto the Steam Deck that I already should have unpacked the game. Please tell me that I unpacked the game on the Steam Deck. But yeah, the $100 thing, I think is very stupid. But if you can wait, go for it. Go for the Game Pass version. Alright, it's time to try this on Steam Deck. So thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it a lot. And well, sorry about the late stream. I usually stream earlier, but the game released a couple hours ago. So there wasn't much that I could do about it. So again, I think we need smarter graphics. I'm not against ray tracing. I'm just against forcing ray tracing because nowadays not everybody can do it. I'm not complaining because the game doesn't run on GTX cards. Personally, I don't mind. It's okay, whatever. It's new games. But I think they could be a lot smarter with graphics than just putting ray tracing on it. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's shorter developer time. It's definitely a money thing. It's not because they want the best visuals. It's because they want the lowest development times. So I completely understand when they do it. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in a bit with the Steam Deck. Thank you guys. See you next time. Bye bye.